Okay, you got to work with David Banner. If you could talk about that a
Yes.
little bit.
So David Banner was signed to Penalty Records, and he was part of a group called Crooked Lettuce. And he was a little bit frustrated because Penalty, which was the label for Capone and Noriega and some other folks, they were based in New York and they didn't really understand Southern rap. And Southern rap wasn't big yet. So, I mean, it was in the South, but it wasn't big yet in New York. So he hitchhiked from Baton Rouge up to New York to meet me because he wanted me to help pull him off the label. And when we met with Neil Levine, we realized that he really was trying to do right. He just didn't know how to work Southern rap. So we stepped in and we really helped him. I took them out on a promo tour. I did for them what I had done with Do or Die in Chicago and Twista in Chicago. And it didn't really work 100% because the staff wasn't behind it at Penalty and Tommy Boy. Some people were, but the bulk of the staff didn't really understand Southern rap. So they weren't as gung ho as we were about working it. So although we tried, it didn't really get the full push that it needed or deserved. So the label was very kind to say, you know what? We don't really understand this. Let's, we did our best. Let's let them go. And then we were able to revamp David Banner into a career at Universal through Steve Rifkin's label, SRC. And that was amazing because in that contract, rather than driving the price up, which is what I normally do when I'm negotiating a deal, I was able to drive the price up and then drop it down $500,000 in exchange for the right for David Banner to put out music independently. So he was signed to SRC, but he was still able to put out albums through Selecto Hits independently. That way, if they ever dropped the ball, and they didn't, they never dropped the ball. But if they had, he would have had the opportunity to keep his career alive without having to get pulled back out of the deal.
Wow,
It was
wow.
an
Big shout
amazing
out to
deal.
David Banner. Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a pioneer for the South, especially
Oh
on
my
the
God, yes.
production, man. He's a monster for sure.
Yes.
Um,
And just the whole way he thinks, like he's just so genius. He really
yeah,
cares about people of color. Like that's genuine and he really wants to save the world. And I love that about him.
right. He's very, very conscious.